He's never fought us. Not us united.
Die. Oh! I can so see that. That's it. Welcome to Mandalorian Rewatch, where we endure another, like, what's the word for it? A filler episode, as JJheat says. But I will say, this one's way better than the one we got in 3. Am I right, guys?
This one didn't absolutely bore me.
At least this one at least tangentially push the plot forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so basically, we're talking about Season 3, Episode 6, The Gunslinger, where...
Otherwise known as the guest star episode.
Yeah, where Mando and Bo Katan go to this place because they want to recruit her other Mandalorians from Season 2, which immediately I was like, oh, that's... Actually, no, it starts off with, like, this Imperial cruiser is, like, attacking this, like, Quarren ship, because the Mandalorians are basically privateers and pirates, but they basically have control of a Star Destroyer. Yeah, go ahead.
Also, I'm modifying my theory. I think they are the ones who extracted Moff Gideon.
That would be interesting. That's now I think about it, that's actually not a bad thing.
Because they said they've worked with Imperials.
That's true. And they're mercenaries, so whoever pays the highest, whatever. But, all right. So they show up and they meet Jack Black and Lizzo, and they basically tell them, okay, our droids are malfunctioning and killing people. Can you go in? If you investigate that, we'll give you permission to go meet our Mandalorians. So Bowen and Din go do that. We get the return of the old battle droid voice from Clone Wars, which
you're missing something. You're missing a very key thing.
What?
So they go and meet the technician. The person who
I know. Go ahead.
Wait, no, let's do actually. Boom, boom. Okay, I just can't do it. It's Christopher Lloyd.
It's Back to the Future. It's Doc from Back to the Future. Immediately, I saw that. I was like, "Oh yeah," and Nick is gonna love this one. It was so dope.
What's great is we got their like Jared said, we got the return of the battle droids. And they're using the Clone Wars voices, by the way.
Yeah, I was like, yay! Because I like that voice a lot more than the dumb one that was in Episode 3. I was like, no, I hate that one.
And but I will get the opening.
No, go ahead.
But I will get the opening scene out of the way. The runaway lovers. You didn't need that. I'm not saying it should have been a full scale shootout. And they destroyed the ship, but you could have cut that down by like 2 minutes. And
wait, destroy the ship?
No, the opening scene about the calamari and the prince.
Oh, yeah, I think that was just to reestablish. I think that scene was mostly just to reestablish the mercenary people. It was more functional than it was practical.
It was just to reintroduce those Mandalorian characters. That's really what it is, and to establish that they're mercenaries. So
I think we can agree, though, the scene was probably executed poorly.
Yeah, first off, it went on for way too long. I was like, move on.
Way too long.
Yeah, I was like, move on, guys. I'm not here to watch this plot. I'm here to watch at least this filler episode actually featured Bo and Din. So I was like,
I'm not here for fishy romance.
Nice one.
Sorry,
I'm never gonna get that
joke.
That scene was chop suey. But anyway, so going back to the episode,
that scene smelt fishy.
That's a good one. So
there's a Spaceballs pun in there somewhere.
But I also like seeing Din have some real issues with battle droids. He's like kicking the super battle droids. He's like
droids in general.
Yeah, no, but I love where like he's kicking the super battle droids and like, hey, stop that. And he goes, hey, if they're programmed for peace, they should have no problem. Kick. I have expected.
And then finally they're like, F this, you die.
Yeah. And then we get a chasing and we get to see our first droid bar, which I'm like, okay. So you're telling me droids can get drunk? That would be hilarious. A drunk C-3PO. Can you imagine?
Very easily. And he just goes off on everybody. Bad Mouse Padme, Bad Mouse Anakin Skywalker.
Funny you should mention C-3PO because I don't know if you actually look carefully to the droids in this bar. So one of them was the C-3PO, but like in a really nice paint job. But also, if you look closely, a couple of the droids were the Star Tours droid.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they actually had the Star Tours droid in the bar. Like there's actually, I think, at least 3 of them in that bar.
Mm-hmm.
They're blinking, you miss them.
Yeah, but let me this way. I'm the guy that's seen the Snyder Cut 12 times. I'm used to seeing blink and you miss it stuff. But going on, and so essentially, it turns out that Doc from Back to the Future has been programming the battle droids to hurt people.
He's a separatist.
He's a separatist. I love where he almost name drops Anakin. He's like, he basically says Dooku was a visionary before he was cut down his prime by the Jedi Enforcer. Dart to the face. I was like, I know what you're about to say.
Keep your name out of your dang mouth.
Nice. So then they go and meet the Mandalorians because they fulfilled their own thing. But yes, I've skipped Jack Black and Lizzo because they don't play any important role in this episode, really.
I will say this, though. I do want to touch up on this. Before I watched the episode, I had seen kind of like the reactions of people on there. It's not as bad as the internet's making it out to be.
It's not.
Like, their scenes are, like, they're not really even that cringeworthy. It's just the fact that they're there. I actually think they act fine. Like, I don't even know who Lizzo is, and I think she was fine for what she was. Her interaction with Grogu were actually kind of cute.
That was great.
Jack Black was a little over the top, but that's kind of his MO.
But he wasn't Jack Black over the top.
No, exactly. It could have been worse. I'm not saying that they acted poorly. I'm just saying their specific roles in this episode was a little unnecessary.
I feel like Christopher Lloyd did a really good job of kind of blending in with the episode.
Yeah.
Whereas Jack Black and Lizzo were just kind of in your face. Yeah. But I will say Jack Black did bow, but like there's over the top, and then there's Jack Black over the top.
Yeah.
And he was kind of more down.
And
low.
just think he was supposed to play Hal Jordan in a Green Lantern movie at some point.
He was never going to pull that off.
I don't know. I feel like there is a jokey DC role for him.
Guy Gardner. He could be Guy Gardner.
No, Guy Gardner's more of an asshole. Jack Black cannot pull off asshole roles.
But anyway, going back. So then we get they show up at the Mandalorian fleet, and they have a lot of freaking ships, which I'm like, whoa.
I mean, to be fair, Bo Katan was like, it took a lot of time to assemble this fleet.
And this is a reference to when she said, ironically, the previous filler episode, where she goes, "Oh yeah, I've stolen from Imperial warlords before." I'm like, you're the ships. So
like literally that big ship is I think that's the one that we stole in that one episode of season 2.
Yeah, the best episode of season 2 where Luke shows up and kicks ass. So then
I think it was when we first met Bo Katan.
Oh yeah,
that's right. Tells him about Ahsoka.
That's true. That was an awesome reveal. But anyway, back to this. She meets, I think his name is Wolves or something like that. But
yeah, she
engages in a Mandalorian trial by combat to take over the lead. And the thing is, this is when and Nick and I were talking about this before we recorded. This is when I get a little bit like, what? Wait. You just pulled that out. You just pulled that, didn't you?
We're kind of missing a story beat or two here. So she wins. Like, it's a bit of a challenge, but like she does it fairly easily. But he's like, yeah, you might have won, but we're still not going to follow you.
Yeah, and the idea is because he has the Darksaber. So the thing is,
should I say it? Because I feel like I'm more straightforward.
Go ahead.
Basically, the whole monster fight in episode 5 was brought back as a loophole rather than force Jin and Bo Katan to fight for the Darksaber.
Actually, no.
No. Like
2.
It was episode 2 that.
That fight. Yeah, with that moment, it was like I think like when you saw Bo Katan use the Darksaber, like I think that's kind of why they kind of put special emphasis on her using it.
Okay. But I'm like, the idea is he's supposed to win it in actual single combat, I thought, against each. They're supposed to actually fight.
It's a loophole to wrap up the episode.
I'm just going to say it. They're confusing the Darksaber with the Elder Wand. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what the? I'm like, okay, I get it. They were gonna have to cross this bridge eventually with the way they're taking Bo-Katan's character, but I'm just like,
I think, and the thing is, by this
ahead.
logic, literally R2-D2 could shock Mando, and he falls to the ground, and all of a sudden R2-D2 is now the rightful leader of Mandalore.
3PO.
No, make it even. No, I got you even better. BB-8 could literally.
Ryan Johnson.
Hold on.
I'm trying to think of like the most ridiculous like rule of Mandalore. BB-8 could be the rightful ruler of Mandalore.
Grogu.
Jar Jar Binks.
He wouldn't look at Nick's face. Look at Nick's face.
Jar Jar Binks. Misa ruler of Mandalore.
No, he wouldn't know what that is. And then he's like, Misa don't want to rule Mandalore. That would be the greatest thing ever.
Oh man, that would be the best.
If any of you do fan art, please draw that up. We will highlight it on the episode, please. Jar Jar with the Darksaber.
I mean, we've all heard the theory that Jar Jar was meant to be a Sith Lord.
That I heard a theory he was supposed to be Snoke.
No,
if that makes sense.
No.
Can we please boot out Jared for like that? Like, there's crackpot theories, and then there's we need to send you to rehab theory. Oh, he booted himself out. It was so bad. He booted.
Yeah, that was bad. I had to remove myself. I had to pull the old cane pulling you off.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
That was just too well set up, Nick. Thank you. But in terms of, first off, this episode was still enjoyable, particularly as a Clone Wars fan, because she even references, I haven't seen Battle Droid since the Clone Wars, and I'm like, yay! And the Battle Droid voice return is so great to hear that, and the Battle Droids are just as neurotic as they were in the show, so I'm like, Roger, thank you. Roger. Yeah, exactly. I need that. I need that as a drop. But in terms of how this episode rates, I give it 7 out of 10. I would say.
I give it a 6.
I don't think it's that bad.
I give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. And I think I don't want to speak for this panel, but I think we're all in agreement. This is way better than episode 3.
Oh, way better.
Yeah, so the thing is, they only got 2 episodes left in the series, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Season, yes.
Season. So yeah, I think the next 2 episodes are going to be pretty packed because also, I have a theory.
Yeah, go ahead.
So if my speculation about this group of Mandalorians, the ones who freed Moff Gideon, I think that's going to bring the Mandalorians into conflict with the New Republic because they're the ones who technically sprang Moff Gideon. So this Mandalore is going to be one using criminals, so like they're going to conflict with the New Republic. I that's where I see the story kind of coalescing.
That'd be interesting. It could be like they decide, okay, we hate both sides, so we're just going to stay out of this. It could be that, but I still say we need to have a fight with the Empire and we need Bo or Din, one of those two, to ride a mythosaur. Please do that for me.
I think it's gonna be because like he's the one who's been talking about mythosaurs,
and she has the Darksaber now. So,
and she needs something to outright confirm her legitimacy because he basically won the Darksaber on a technicality. I think even they acknowledge it. I think all of them, even they kind of acknowledge it.
Even the Mandos. I love that long pause after he says, "Isn't this her then? Hasn't she by right won the blade?" Even the Mandos were like, long pause. Is he for real?
I think it's like they were kind of looking for a reason to have her rightful claim. Like they're like, okay, fine. It technically yes, fine. You're the dark, kind of.
At least she has the Darksaber now, so she can rule us. There you go.
But well, to be fair, this is like what, the second or third time she's wielded the Darksaber.
Third time.
Third.
Oh my god.
But I'm just let's hope she can hold it. She's good at getting the saber. We just have to work on the holding.
Yeah, I think.
Hold on.
No, JJheat. Let me say my thing first.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think he's gonna ride the Mythosaur, and that's gonna be like the fully legitimized like Darksaber riding the Mythosaur. That's gonna be unquestionable. He's the leader.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, JJheat.
I was just saying, isn't this the third time this happened? Because remember in Rebels, and yes, I watched Rebels with my cousins.
I love Rebels. What are you talking
It's
about?
all right. It's all right. But she technically was given the Darksaber by Sabine. They technically never fought / dueled for the Darksaber.
I know.
Sabine just gave it to her.
Yeah, that's why Bo Katan was always like, no, you can't just give it to me because like she's learning her lesson. I do feel like I don't feel like Bo Katan's playing any games. I actually feel like she's actually learned and grown a lot. I think her time spent with the watch really did kind of affect her. Like, I feel like she would have never taken off her helmet ever again if the armor didn't command her to.
Mm-hmm. But
also,
I realize I need.
We're starting to get some Bo Katan.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what I need? Whenever I mention Bo Katan holding the Darksaber and trying to hold it, like actually not lose it this time, I need that clip of SpongeBob of Patrick going, "Firmly grasp it in your hand." I need that.
Grasp it.
Also, I'm officially declaring the ship of Din Djarin and Bo Katan as Bo Katan.
You've really been.
They
holding
already
that
have
one
a
in, haven't you,
child.
Nick?
When you think about it, they already have a child. To bring
Notice how
together.
Grogu was sitting up front with mommy, like, and they're just and I'm sorry, but the way they interacted on this, they are acting like a couple, and like the way she supported him, like, I'm sorry, my shipping.
And they honestly they argue like a couple too. So I'm like, oh, okay.
JJheat, what were we gonna say?
I was gonna say, well, I'd already established the whole. It's not really a handout per se. I just wouldn't have minded an extra fight scene to actually fight it out and make her earn it. It's just semantics on my part, but I definitely see that Bo has changed since Maul in the Seas of Mandalore arc. She's coming to her own. She's reflected, and no more filler, please. No more filler.
They can't afford any more filler.
Doesn't mean you can't sneak in a filler scene or two right at the end.
Please, Kathleen. Please, Kathleen. No more filler. The show can't take it.
Yeah, I
knew there was going to be a Spaceballs joke in there.
That's just straight up Star Trek. That's
just straight up Star Trek. What the hell are you talking about, Spaceballs? But yes, we will be covering that on Comics League Comics League Movie Night. There's no way we're not going to cover Spaceballs.
Oh
my god. That's actually one of my favorite movies ever. Like you thought I was like that's right up there with like Matrix and whatnot. Because like,
dude,
you didn't get them.
I am using.
You got their stunt doubles.
Whenever I mention, whenever this is gonna lead to a new thing on Comics League. Whenever I mention like new Snyder Cut merch coming out, I'm gonna get that clip of Yogurt going merchandising.
Spaceballs a lunchbox. Spaceballs a t-shirt. Spaceballs a flamethrower. Great for kids.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry, I can quote Spaceballs all day long. I can do this all day.
Okay, I suggest we do a watch party for Spaceballs, and you got to go the whole film without laughing.
No, that is impossible.
I will lose that challenge in 5 minutes.
The first scene when you see the Space Winnebago with the
or no in the opening crawl, and it says like we drive like something about Uranus.
Oh no. That's the license plate says I love and then spelled Uranus like the planet.
Like, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I'm a Mog, half man, half dog. I'm my own best friend. So what's the password? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the same combination as my luggage.
Or the best, one of my favorite scenes, where the obvious aliens like cameo thing where it turns into like the alien bursts out of the chest and it becomes a musical.
Oh no! You don't know the best part about that scene. The person in that scene is the guy from the original movie who got the chest burst. So when he says, "Oh no, not again," like that's the best part. Oh, I have to quote this scene. I am Vespa, daughter of Roland, king of the druids. Oh, just what we need. A Jewish princess. That's funny. She doesn't look Jewish.
That
Also,
movie's
I
so
love
good.
like the naming stuff, like Vespa, because like the scooters.
All right, so I have a very special thing that I legit just made right now. It's not what I'm showing Nick tomorrow on Comics League Dark. It's not that. It's a little thing. It's an instructional videotape. What this is live Star Wars footage of Din Djarin teaching Bo Katan how to use the Darksaber.
Firmly grasp it in your hand. Firmly grasp it. Firmly grasp it. That ought to do it.
That's what she said.
So that is why you let me go on. So that is why you let me go on that space.
Yes, exactly. Because I was like, yes, please do this so I can get this clip real quick. Because I had to do it in this episode. I had to get that clip in there.
That's the only reason I was allowed to go on that Spaceball tangent.
Yeah, because I was like, while we were going, I was like, please give me a Nick tangent. Please give me a Nick tangent because that'll give me enough time to edit this.
It's like, so that's why you brought up Spaceballs. You knew what you were doing, you son of a bitch.
Oh, yes, I did. I did know what I was doing. So,
Honestly, y'all making this too easy.
That's kind of funny. We made predictions for the rest of the show, so I guess we're kind of done. So, I mean, not the worst episode, not the best either. I'm like,
Yeah, the next two episodes should certainly be interesting.
What they could have done, which would have been interesting, is they could have cut out the entire in the planet part, like all the droid stuff, and just had it where Bo and Din have to re-earn the respect of this group of Mandalorians, do like trial by combat or something like that. That could be the episode.
Yeah, but
they were going the night angle where it's a quest and you earn it. I get what they were going for.
Well, the thing is, they weren't earning. I kind of agree with Jared on this one. I feel like the better storytelling is if you're going to do a quest, it should have been through these people. Like, literally, they did a quest to earn the right to an audience. You know, I feel like,
What
also,
they could have done also is, here's what I would have done the Darksaber. I would have had Din challenge Bo to a duel. He uses the Darksaber, and he intentionally throws the fight.
There. That's all you have to do.
No, because they would what I would do is be like, okay, fine. You want to be leader Mandalore? Fine. Fight him and win. And if he throws a fight, we will know. So basically, you basically everyone gathers around, and they have to duel, and they have to actually go in their all, and then Bo-Katan wins.
Well, but remember also, isn't it also has to be a fight to the death?
No, because remember, with Gideon, he didn't kill him.
Oh yeah, he just defeated him and Common just walks in with a Darksaber like a boss. You can see Bo's face like, oh no.
So yeah, it's just a defeat.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. There's plenty of ways without dealing with loophole. They could have just dealt this with the
very
rules.
much technically they're correct, but it is very much a loophole.
Yeah, because as far as I'm concerned, it's not like he gets defeated and you happen to be in the area where he was defeated, so you get the Darksaber. It's you have to fight and beat him.
They're using Elder Wand logic with this one. That's totally what they're doing. They're using Elder Wand logic.
For what it is.
Din Djarin was defeated by that creature. And so, technically speaking, that Mon is the rightful ruler of
Mandalore. Oh,
and then Bo-Katan defeated it using the Darksaber, but you don't have to be a royal Mandalore to use a Darksaber. So like technically speaking, and that thing was a sentient being, so it is by the most strictest technical sense correct.
Can you imagine that little grievous creature sitting on the throne of Mandalore with the Darksaber?
General Kenobi.
He gets like 4 Darksabers, and he's like, I got this from my uncle once.
Please.
I love that.
No.
Check the group chat.
Obi-Wan's like
I don't
ghost
see
shows
anything.
up.
Hold on, I just posted. I just
He
said.
means the oh god.
Yeah,
Oh,
someone actually posted this.
Go to the Twitter group chat. By the way, Heroes in Crisis is not a bad story. I'm reading that right now. It's actually pretty decent.
Wait till you get to the end.
No, I got to the Wally West
I'm
reveal.
reading I'm reading the headline.
Why are his teeth black?
Are they bringing back blood work from that one episode?
All right, they probably are. This is off topic for a Star Wars show, but so gentlemen, I'll start with Nick. What have you guys got coming out in the channel? I believe Nick and I have something special coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, we're returning to the live stream game. We're doing the Friday Night Frenzy. That's gonna be a great old time. Gonna be premiering the pre-launch for 100 Samurai. So all of you people can kind of sign up and get notified when it goes launch. We're gonna have a good old time. Xevious is gonna be there. Then on Sunday, we're gonna be we're doing a Super Split Screen Bros extra credits event for the Super Mario Brothers movie. Actually, right before we recorded, I bought my tickets for Saturday.
Nice. What you got going on, JJheat?
Well, as of this recording, Soul Tour Part 22 Sith Warrior just dropped, is live streaming right now, where my character defeats Darth Barris, and
Oh, you mean Darth Fat Ass?
Well done, sir.
Well done.
Anyone who has played the Sith Warrior storyline of SWTOR, they know exactly what I'm talking about. Which, by the way, my main on SWTOR is a Juggernaut, so I know exactly what you're saying.
But what else you got,
Juggernaut,
JJheat?
But what else I got going on? I actually did a live stream earlier today about part 1 of a larger series about Tim Drake, his redundancy, and whether or not we can get him a good code name and a good costume. Because what they did in Chip Zdarsky Batman 134, it's not the Drake bad, but it's
which is literal poop colored. That is
it's the biggest piece of dog shit, to quote The Rock. I need that clip.
Yeah, we need that, particularly when we describe bad stuff. But all right, pretty decent episode, but we'll see what happens. I'm hoping that these last 2 episodes had better be full on. Everything had better be essential to this story of them recruiting Mandalorians. Because if it's not, I'm gonna be really angry. Watch.
If Jack Black does not show up in the last 5 minutes of the season, I will riot.
That Imperial officer returns. I guarantee it.
Okay, I gotta say something. I know there's certain members of the community that are trying to position her as like the replacement Cara Dune.
She's not.
No.
She has nowhere near the charisma, nowhere near the acting ability. I'm sorry.
Also,
Gina Carano lit up the screen. Like, Gina Carano wasn't the best actor, but but compared to this lady, Gina Carano is literally an Oscar contender.
And also, Gina Carano had more effect on the plot of this show than this lady, than who showed up for like, let me see, an interruption of the main plot that people actually cared about.
And then she showed up in a preceding episode where she had a little more of an impact. I still think she's a spy for Moff Gideon. I think that's...
I'm sure she is. But here's the thing. At least Cara Dune... By the way, I still haven't seen any big love for that character as opposed to Cara Dune, who, when she debuted, I remember how big Twitter was with all the Dune fans. I'm still one of them.
Like, if there's anything that's a replacement for Cara Dune, it's Bo Katan. People have really embraced Katie Sackhoff and Bo Katan as a character, and honestly, that makes me really happy because
100% because I love Bo Katan. That's why I don't mind.
I love Katie Sackhoff, so
well, yeah, that's why I also don't mind her being like a main protagonist of this season alongside Din, because I love the character. And technically, she's a Mandalorian, so it's still the Mandalorian. It's not like in Master Chief where they had episodes with Quan.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that.
My show can talk about that.
Wait, you mean Master Keeks?
Oh boy.
I'm sorry. I had to hit the trauma button. I had to.
Yeah, I know that is majorly triggering, Nick. Like, oh my gosh. But on that note, everyone, stay heroic, and we will see
May
you
the
in
force
the next
be
one.
with you. Wonder Bat.